Hi, and welcome to Pelvic Floor Foundation, our series to review the key exercises to pelvic health. Today, we're working on our deep core activation. This deep core muscle, called the transverses abdominis, or the TA muscle, works hand in hand with our pelvic floor. So the more awareness and strength we have here, we're going to provide more support for the pelvic floor. So just like contracting the pelvic floor muscle, the TA muscle can be a little tricky to tune into as well. Sometimes we're told, oh, brace those abdominals. That's what you want to do. That isn't exactly how it should work. If you're bracing and holding your breath or just tensing everything down there, that's not going to provide the strength you need. In fact, it might be putting more pressure on your pelvic floor, which is going to be exactly the opposite of what we want to do. We don't want to strain that muscle with bracing our abdominals. What we want to do is actively engage those muscles. So you can do this in any position, but it's probably easiest in sitting to start because you can actually visualize yourself pulling the abdominal muscles in. It can sometimes be a little more difficult when you're laying down to isolate that muscle if it's weak, but you want to keep practicing it because that's a very important place to be able to do a lot of your core exercises. So we're going to think about where our belly button is and think right below that area, like that lower tummy. That's the area where you're going to draw that muscle in towards your back. So again, I'm not going to suck in my breath or tense. I'm going to draw that muscle in actively. If you're doing it correctly, you're going to feel some work happening there. A lot of us work on our upper muscles with a lot of crunches, or we'll do a lot of twists for the obliques, but these lower abdominals, they get neglected a little bit. So you might be surprised to feel like, wow, I can feel them working. So think about that belly button and below. That's where you're going to be pulling in. You can put your fingertips on your hip bones and let them kind of come in towards the midline and let them sink into the tissue. You're going to be right on top of those muscles. As you engage them, you might feel that contraction under your fingertips. So let's take an inhale through the nose. And as we exhale, we're going to draw those muscles in, and you might feel a little bit of that contracting under your fingertips. And you should keep breathing. You can talk out loud, count to make sure that you're not holding your breath. Hold for a good 5 count. Go ahead and release. And you should feel the tummy kind of let go. Feeling the release can be good feedback to know that, oh yeah, I was holding it. Okay, let's try that sequence one more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, pull those tummy muscles in, and you're going to keep them engaged. We're talking, we're breathing, we've got these muscles turned on, we're not bracing, and then you're going to go ahead and release, and you can kind of feel those lower tummy muscles let go. It takes a little bit of focus and practice, but the more you become aware of how to engage those muscles, it's going to get easier and easier, and it's going to be so beneficial for your pelvic floor, your back, your posture. That core is going to just be so strong and balanced. Thank you for joining our Pelvic Floor Foundation series. These 4 exercises are the building blocks to pelvic health. If you practice them regularly, you're going to increase your strength, relieve tension, and just support your whole body wellness. So come back to this video anytime you need to reconnect and just refresh on your foundation. See you next time.